machine. Everything you're thinking flows out in a stream. Thoughts can trap or set you free, so think of what you wanna be. Human mind is a broadcasting machine. The human mind will give you your dream. Be in love each day and follow your dream. What you think is what you get. Your mind goes soaring off like a jet. The human mind can give you your dream. Gain the strength to rise above distraction by sipping at the nectar of your heart. Silently you grow into action, 'cause your mind makes true the things inside your heart. That you choose to live in peace and happiness. Manifest serenity. Think that's what you wanna be. Only the good, like a wave, will come on in. The human mind is a broadcasting machine. The human mind is a broadcasting machine. The human mind will give you your dream. Give you your dream. Broadcasting machine. Give you your dream. Give you your dream. Give you your dream.
my lonely room. There's someone here who wants to know you. Come on in, I made a sacred place for you. Now it's time for some integration. Meditation. 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 Colors filled streaming through veins of love. Sound waves seen coursing through skies of love.
Skies of love.
I will meet you here each day. Watch illusion melt away. Mother Truth will guide our way.
Mother Truth will guide our way.
For this I pray and pray. 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 Come on in, I made a sacred place. 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 A sacred place.
We are surrounded by inspiration. 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 You cover me. You cover me. You cover me. You cover me. Cover me. You cover me.
up a little bit. Good morning, good morning, good morning to all people here, all people online. It's a blessed day right where we are. This is a joyous, sunny day, knowing peace for us and peace for all today. We're going to begin with a little music like we usually do, so let's welcome Narayan Janet.
Naranya?
I just said it wrong. I was corrected.
It's close.
I know.
Close enough.
No, it's not.
Here we go.
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
I know it.
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
Now you say it like this.
Everything is alright. Alright.
Everything is alright.
Alright.
Everything is alright.
Alright.
Everything is alright. Alright.
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
Say it, baby.
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be
alright.
We know it's true.
Everything is alright. Alright.
Everything is alright. Alright. Everything is alright.
Alright.
Everything is alright. Now hear this.
All over the world, we're getting burned by overexposure. Sometimes it might seem we're in this alone. Let's help each other around the globe.
And let me take your hands and walk with you, baby. Together we'll plant the seeds of healing. We'll do what we can.
Do what we can.
We'll find our way, baby.
Find our way.
It's understood, we'll do what we should. It's gonna be good, good, good. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Yeah. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be
Alright.
Everything is alright. Alright. Everything is alright. Alright.
Everything is alright. Alright. Everything is alright. Alright.
Everything is alright. Alright. Keep going.
Everything is alright.
Alright. We know it.
Everything is alright.
Alright. Bringing it.
Everything is alright.
Alright.
Acapella. Acapella.
Thank you, Naranya. Is that correct there? Is that close? And Janet. Say it again.
Jai?
Jai.
Is that you?
Say it again so I'll know it.
Narayan.
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 Narayan. Okay.
There's
Narayan.
a ray in the-
Narayan.
And a yawn at the end.
Narayan. Narayan. All right. So grateful to have you here today. What a fun way to begin. Today is a couple things to celebrate. First of all, it's March, and it's always fun to come into a new month for many reasons. But one reason is that it is National History Month for Women. And I personally find, I'll just say on the spiritual path, the feminine, the women in my life and the feminine that I've experienced, we all have feminine within us, but it's what's opened me up to spirit in so many ways. And so it's a celebration of both women and the feminine within us all this month. I often compare the masculine and feminine to, if we're on a hike, the masculine energy, not necessarily a man, but a masculine energy navigates and leads the way, but sometimes leaving people behind that are a little slower. And the feminine energy is the making sure everybody gets there, inclusive. And we're in this together as a community. And we actually need both energies. We need both integration. I will say that the masculine energy is also the one that invades and creates war and often violence, and we don't need any more of that, quite frankly. So as we integrate it, we find ways to include everybody and do less harm to this planet and to each other. I think that's what we're celebrating too. But also I'll be featuring women in my talk, and just the amazing leaders they've been in the spiritual community and in all sectors of life. So we're celebrating that this month. We like to begin each service with our vision and mission statement. So if you'll look on the screen and repeat with me, we are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission statement, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. So what we know about, just to say a little more about the masculine and feminine, that each of us have a unique part to play in the healing of the world, according to Marianne Williamson. And I think that's a really powerful statement, that we don't find our own way, but that it's important for all of us to be involved. And I so appreciate everybody being here in this community today to be part of not only our collective energy in creating a healing presence in the world, a healing force in the world, but for you to discover your place. I think if nothing else that comes out of the spiritual journey is we find our own place to show up authentically, and that we show up to be present with what is in all ways. So thank you for being a part of our vision and mission, and part of this celebration of our own unique part to play in healing of the world. We are beginning we have a couple fundraisers coming up, but I want to say, I think we might be a little different than most nonprofits who do fundraisers, in that we always promote our vision and mission with our fundraisers. So we believe in a compassionate world. We believe in a world of one. We believe in inclusivity. And we make sure our events are doing just that, as well as raising money so that we can continue to do projects like that in the community that continue to raise awareness, mindfulness, inclusivity, oneness, compassion, kindness, those kind of things. So it creates an integration of one. So our biggest fundraiser of the year, we used to be in the fall, we moved it to the spring now, and it's an important event that we do because it's a celebration of this community in so many ways, and celebration of all in Napa Valley. So it's on May 14th. You've heard me mention it before, Sip and Savor, and it's a savory food, so we serve food, we have wine tasting, and we have an auction. So a lot of things like that. You can see pictures of past events up here, and this year we're going to be celebrating this compassionate action that happens here in Napa Valley. We're going to have honorees that they will be nominated. We'll select them like we did last year if you came to last year's event. And we will celebrate those people and give them a chance to talk about the work they've been doing, as well as several wineries coming in to pour wine that you get for part of your ticketed price, and an auction, both a silent auction and a live auction that we do. So it's a fun event, and what we're asking now is that the next step in this process is seeking donations from the community, from each of you, but also your network of people out into the wineries, out into artists, people that maybe do service trades of different kinds, like massage or something like that. So when you came in today, I think you probably got a form. If not, they're available in the lobby afterwards. It looks like this. And this, first of all, is a complete form that you can just hand somebody. We'll also have some virtual ones available that you can send somebody a link on an email. But it's just talking about what this event is, and we're supporting our vision. This event event proceeds will support our vision in Napa Valley as a beloved community through activities to promote inclusivity, justice, peace, and equality for all. It talks about some examples, and it talks about what we're doing, and then it talks about the different things we're looking for. So we're looking for auction items that might include jewelry or wine tasting tours, vacation accommodations like maybe a timeshare you're willing to give a week of, gift certificates, trade services, art, or other kinds of things. This is not a garage sale, so these are gently used or new things, but things that have at least a value of $25, and we've had things up to value of several $1,000s. So, we're talking about quality items, and could be gift packages or excursions of different kinds, like I mentioned, fine art, a lot of different things, as well as we'll be doing a live auction of some higher value things, and that includes, like last year we had a lobster feast for 12 and a bottling event and the vacations of different kinds. So that's something that also, if you know a connection with that would be great. And finally, part of the event is just gathering as a community. And this year, 3 years ago we did an all in-person event, and it was great. 2 years ago, we did an all-virtual event because of pandemic. Last year, we did a hybrid event. This year, it's going to still be hybrid, but I think 90% of it's going to be in person, that we're going to have more people in person. It's going to be more like the first year we did it. And so we're going to have different tables with different wineries represented pouring wine, and it should be a really fun event. So consider taking this form and thinking about your network group or your own abilities to donate something. We would really appreciate it. So that's on May 14th. Another thing is, like I said, the fundraisers we do are for a purpose. The Peace Poll is also one we do for a purpose. It's a way to spread peace in your neighborhood, to put the Peace Poll in your yard. And you see there Johanna and Harris and Nicole on the right-hand side. They've all had it in their yard. And it's for a donation to have it there, but it's also a way, like I said, with purpose to spread peace around. We'll deliver that to your door. You don't have to do anything. And we'll set it where you want to. It's very portable, very light, and very easy to put it where you want to. The other thing I just want to let you know is that we are still doing masks indoors. I know you're ready to let go of those and burn them. Like, I won't go there, but yeah. Anyway, you might want to burn them. But we're still in the yellow zone according to CDC, and we're following CDC guidelines. We moved down from red to yellow. And when we move to green, we'll have a discussion about whether to make these masks optional or not. But we're still seeking not only to protect ourselves, but those around us who might be immune compromised in any way. So, and then the forgiveness workshop that was scheduled today was low enrollment, so we're postponing it to a time when people feel, I think this is related to the pandemic also, so when we can have a workshop where we don't have to wear masks during it. So it's postponed, but Brunessa is here, and she'll be leading our discussion after the services to just around forgiveness or any other things you want to talk about with her. A small group back in the inner courtyard is what we call it, back straight behind the sanctuary. So feel free to join her for that today. 11:45 right after the service. Bring coffee, bring snacks, whatever you want to do in that way. And that's the coffee talk after the service with Brunessa. Sister Spirit, both Brunessa and Michelle up here, Michelle Lang, are both involved in this. So if you have any questions about Sister Spirit, interested in registering, you can see them, or you can just go to sisterspiritretreat.org. It is up in Seattle, but flights are really reasonable right now up there. And it's in a beautiful place right on the Sound. It's not in Seattle, it's outside in an area called Seebeck. So that should be really nice to go to. Great speakers, great singers, and a transformational process we do. The survey is still available online if you haven't taken that yet. And then I want to let you know we have started meditation again on Wednesday nights from 5:30 to 6:30. Our mother bowl has birthed more bowls, so we have the meditation, we've been all like, there are like 5 bowls there, and we can play them all before we start, as we start the meditation. So it's kind of a fun way to do our meditation. And there's so many other things on our website that you can find any more information you would like. So now we begin the sacred part of our service as we continue to hold in the light of the Ukraine and all areas of the world that are conflicted in some ways, where they're oppressed or in danger. So.
Oh, beloved divine mother. Oh, beloved divine mother. Your light is shining. Your light is shining. Oh, divine mother. Oh, beloved divine mother. Your light is shining. You are 1,000 suns. You are 1,000 moons. You are 1,000,000 stars. You light my soul.
So nice. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see all of you. Good morning, good morning. The sun is so outshining. I'm so happy right now. That was so nice. Everything's so nice. Well, I'm going to lead us in prayer and then a moment of silence and then share an insight talk with you. Yeah? All right, so let us pray. I just stop in this moment to recognize the one power, the one presence, the one everything that is expressing itself in, through, and as all things, despite any appearances to the contrary. And I know that this power and this presence is right where we are because it's always right where we are. It is within us, expressing itself in, through, and as us, and in, through, and as this community right now, this time and space right now, our Reverend Jay right now. So I'm just speaking my word for peace in this place because that's the only way that we could have peace anywhere else. It always begins within. So I'm speaking that for our community today. And I'm speaking my word for Reverend Jay that he's just a conduit for this infinite intelligence within him to pour out its understanding and its knowing to us today. Knowing that our time together is uplifted, revealing, nourishing in all ways that we need individually and collectively. And so I celebrate our time together. I give thanks for this time together, knowing that it is blessed and already done. I just let it go. I let it be. And so it is. So I just invite you to stay in that sweet spot for a moment. Maybe taking in a few deep breaths. Being present with the breath. Recognizing the breath as the blessing, right? That gift that we do not have to ask for. Yes. And when you're ready, I invite you back. Well, Jay, when I first saw the title of your talk, Playing Twister with Spirit, for whatever reason, I thought it said getting twisted by spirit, like with God, being twisted by God. And I'm like, oh, I know a lot about that. So let me talk about my blender experience, right? And then this morning I looked at it again. I was like, oh, it's playing Twister with God. Okay. And so then it made me think of the game Twister. I don't know if that's where you're going, but that's where I, of course, went. I'm sure it is, right? Playfulness. But then I thought about the game Twister, which I haven't played in forever in a day. I don't even know what that would be like right now. But normally when you play Twister, you're playing it with other human beings, and someone on the outside is telling you how you're supposed to move. So there's this external energy directing you, and you're trying to climb over people and under people. And you could think of those people as things, as circumstances in life, right? So I'm trying to go under this situation, over that situation, bending over backwards to make something happen, make someone happy, whatever it is really twisting up. Anyone can relate to feeling all twisted and discombobulated and everything. But then I thought about the idea of playing Twister with God. If God were for real a person, like a human, extra human, because God is me, expressing as me, right? But as another human, it's just God and I playing. God would probably get frustrated with me, like, I'm just trying to have fun. Why are you doing it this way? But the way I would do it is I would hop on God's back. Knowing what I know now, if God moved and put his hand here, or her hand, its hand here, I'd put my hand here, but I'd be on the back. You want to put your hand out, God? I'm putting my hand out this way. You want to bend over? I'm floating with you. You want to go this direction, have fun? Have all the fun you want on that mat, God, but I'm following you. What I've come to know is God's proverbial back can handle me way better than me trying to contort myself to fit life and all these things going on in the world, trying to make sense everything with my own understanding. I just call it riding the magic carpet ride of spirit, and that's how I would play Twister with God. I really would. Thank you. And I totally invite you all to come hang out with me. I have nothing scripted, but I'm totally available, and it's going to be fun.
This is a song we wrote called I Am the Fun That's Never Done. The lyrics were written by Reverend Neil. Reverend J. Neil wrote the lyrics to this, and so we have to put
Free myself from crack pottery. I stopped playing the world lottery. I let go, now I know all the fun that's in my soul. All my dreams are waiting for me to come true. Superstition is behind me. Nincompoopery can't find me.
Really?
I let go, now I know all the fun that's in my soul. All my dreams are waiting for me to come true.
From it, to it, through it, to it, on the run,
As the one, I am fun that's never done.
from it,
To it,
to it,
through it,
through it,
to it,
to it, on the run.
as the one, I am fun that's never done. All my dreams are waiting for me to come true. My dreams are waiting for me to come true. My dreams are waiting for me to come true. All my dreams wait here for me to come true.
I like that statement that our dreams are waiting for us to come true. Not waiting for our dreams. We're not waiting for our dreams to come true, but waiting for us to reveal that. Was so it's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. So I don't know about you, but I've been feeling emotional this week with all the news of war in Ukraine, with here locally, you probably don't know this, but locally there were some anti-Semitic flyers that were left in a particular neighborhood near the Congregation Beth Shalom, our local synagogue. And so it's just kind of, I just, felt very sad and pain. And probably my senses and having conversation with people, a lot of you are feeling that way too. A lot of it is largely out of our control, but we still want to do something that makes a difference in the world. We want to be able to create something that makes a difference. And it may seem like our prayers for peace in Ukraine are doing no good at all, but I assure you that the people are not alone, that they're connected to Spirit, and our energy sent out with there helps them feel that, helps them feel connected, as well as the worldwide messages they've been receiving. It doesn't solve things in the short term just yet, but in the long term, there will be freedom and peace in the Ukraine, I'm sure. I know that my kind of internally what I do when things get going tough, I stop and breathe and reflect. And I think that's the most important thing to do because we don't want to be operating out of uncenteredness. Because when we're not centered, when we're not at peace within us, we can do great damage in the world. Even well-meaning people can do great damage when you're not present in your body and centered. And so I really believe in just taking some time to be present. Because I think what I experience about the world sometimes is that it's a little out of whack. However, there's more whack has been ordered. You can almost guarantee there's going to be one thing or another in your personal lives or global lives that's going to knock you off center. And you just got to come back to it. Come back to this truth of who you are. And I know just personally, it doesn't have to even look like meditation as such. It can just be taking a moment to breathe and notice any tension in your body and just relax and breathe deeply and open up your heart center. And it's from that place that you can know a higher truth of love and peace and joy, to find it in yourself first, and then you can know it for other people. And then you can also have a clarity about what is yours to do and what is yours to let go of and surrender to the greater divine action in the world. Because we don't want to walk around with this heaviness, but we also want to be present of what is ours to do in the moment and what action is ours to take. I know in my contemplation, it was clear that I was to announce a meditation that we did last Monday for peace in Ukraine. And it was great. We had about 30 people in this room. Only about half the people from this community. There were other people from just people that needed some sort of sense of peace, some sort of connection. And we are continuing to do that, not focus solely on Ukraine, but every Wednesday, just to get a sense of peace is really nice to do, to center ourselves in that way. And the other thing is sometimes what we find, what action we take is to talk to people. Sometimes not that I don't mean by people that are kind of all out of center, out of whack, but people that are centered and are seeking something that we can do together. So I had a discussion just online with my interfaith group, and we decided together to write a letter to the editor, and it was published Tuesday of this week. In response to the anti-Semitic flyers, because that was a local issue. And so we needed to respond locally. And so together as a interfaith group, we wrote a letter and just talking about who we are, which if you don't know, this is an interfaith council of progressive Christians, Jews, Muslims, Quakers, Baha'is, many, and us, Centers for Spiritual Living. So many different religions that are represented in that group. And we just said, we had this, and I wanted to quote this part of it. We stand in unconditional support of our Jewish friends, in unconditional support of the diversity of faiths that enrich our country. We will continue to work towards unifying our beloved Napa through love and supporting each other. We invite you to join us in refusing to accept hate-filled actions and in promoting kindness, loving, and understanding. With love and compassion, the Interfaith Council. Now, it had my name on it because I sent it in, but it was from the whole Interfaith Council. And so I think that's the important thing, is that we don't fly off in rants, even though sometimes that helps to get to the truth, but to eventually get to that place where we center ourselves and find what is ours to do. And the other part about it is what is not ours to do, what is ours to release into the greater cosmos, that know that the arc of justice and equality is long, but it will happen. And we just hold that to be the truth. So March, it is March, and we have a new theme. Remember that we're doing this wheel of life that is going around, and we come to March and it was playful spirit. And I was going, gosh, it doesn't feel very playful right now. But I started working with it, and Vanessa, thank you for introducing the topic. I think that was great. What she's talking about, exactly what we're talking about, that we are created in the likeness of spirit. And we know there's a joy and a lightness of being in spirit, and we can know that in ourselves. That's part of why we release what we can't do anything about, except the things that we can't do anything about, right? And let it go and know there's a divine understanding, a divine thing. So this idea of playful spirit, and today playing Twister with God. It sounds funny, but in a way, at first I was kind of going, well, should we change the title? No, it works in some ways, because although you probably don't play the game very often anymore, maybe you never did, but it is a metaphor, like Vanessa was talking about, for life, the way that the relationships we have with people have become intertwined. When you play a game of Twister, You don't know how it's going to go. It's very unpredictable. And we still can be willing to play, willing to engage in other people. And yes, we get tangled up. We get in between each other. But that's how we learn how to connect on a deeper level within ourselves, within other people. And what we know, and the important part of this title for me, is playing Twister with God, with Spirit. That Spirit, no matter where we are, no matter how confusing or tangled up our lives are, Spirit is always there. Spirit is always with us and is right in the middle of it. I like Bernessa's idea about, God being a personified person in there with us. It might be the invisible force, but it's in between and around everything that we do. Ernest Holmes says that we believe that heaven is within us, and we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. We experience heaven to the degree that we are conscious of it. So in the game of life, in the game of Twister, as we're tangled and intertwined, the truth is we have a choice. We don't have to play the game. During the pandemic, we were removed a lot from playing Twister. It was easy to play virtually. You can't really play Twister, right? But now we're engaging in people more, and now things are becoming a little more complicated. Or perhaps they became complicated during the pandemic, and it was hard to sort things out. Family issues, friendship issues. There was some disagreement that was hard to sort out because there wasn't the face-to-face meetings of people, or it was easier just to avoid things, easier to not play at all. So when you start this game of Twister, your choice is to roll the spinner that tells you to put your right foot on red and your left foot on blue, and your left hand somehow way over there, your left hand. So, it gets, and then other people are playing too. It's not, you're by yourself. So it opens up to a unique way. Ernest Holmes also said that we believe the ultimate goal of life is to be complete freedom from all discord of any nature, and this goal is sure to be attained by all. So it's in this plane that we find the ways to open up to life in a greater ways. Our willingness to play, our willingness to be aware of a playful spirit. As I mentioned, we're created in the likeness of Spirit. Spirit is joy, love, and peace. Then we are this love, joy, and peace. One of my favorite authors when I was beginning the spiritual journey, her name is Angeles Arian. And she's not on this planet anymore in bodily form, but her wisdom that she wrote about, particularly in a book called The Fourfold Way, Walking the Paths of the Warrior, Teacher, Healer, and Visionary, are still very powerful. It's interesting because Angeles grew up in the Basque region of Spain, and then at 7 moved to Idaho. Now, that's just a cross of cultures there. Not only, I don't know if you know anybody about the Basque, but they are a separate culture within a unique culture of Spain, and then to move to Idaho, which is a mostly homogenized culture there. I'm sure that she had the chance to observe different cultures and how she didn't quite fit in. So when she went on to college, she studied cultural diversity, and she became a cultural anthropologist. And it's great from that lens, she could really see universal wisdom so easily because she saw the wisdom, the truth across all cultures and countries. So her book, The Fourfold Way, I think is so fascinating because she talks about it as there's 4 rules of life. Show up, pay attention, tell the truth, don't be attached to the results. Sounds simple enough, right? Doesn't always happen that way. So first of all, let's talk about showing up and being present. This means just being present to where we are right in that moment. To be open to how the meaning and the love that's there, the heart of the matter. Be willing to allow that to be present and willing to, even when it's uncomfortable, to stay present, to stay mindful, both of our own internal thoughts, our internal feelings, but aware of other people as well. If you think of the game Twister, it's literally like, first of all, we just have to show up. We'd have to show up and be present and be in the game. Angeles Arian says, human beings are essentially here for two purposes, to learn about and express love and to create. We learn about love in all our relationships. So in this playing the Twister, we are learning about these relationships. We're learning about love. And from there, we can create because we have a mindfulness about it. She goes on to say, the field of creativity that exists within each individual is freed by moving out of ideas of wrongdoing or right doing. If we can answer yes to the question, is my self-worth as strong as my self-critic, then we're ready to engage our creative expression. So that which if our negative self-talk is more than our yes to our self-worth, then that limits our creativity, that limits who we are in the world and our ability to be connected to others. She also has a phrase that says, we often feed our critic the gourmet meals and starve the rest. So this idea of practicing the presence right where you are. And also I bring in another writer that I often quote, Araya Mountain Dreamer. And in her poem, The Invitation, she talks about, will you stand in the fire with me? Will you be present with me when things are uncomfortable between us? When you're uncomfortable or when I'm uncomfortable, will you listen to my pain and sit with my pain and yours as well? Are you willing to allow growth to happen, allowing something to unfold, even if you're not sure how it's going to turn out? And if you truly like the company of yourself in quiet moments, to be present with yourself even when there's nobody around. And the second thing that she likes to talk about is to pay attention, to be mindful, to hidden beliefs that might be there, to the heart and meaning that might be present, opportunities for learning and healing and opening. So the first of the ways to pay attention, show up and pay attention, is the way of the warrior, because that takes us to stay in the fire, to stay in the presence. And the second, to pay attention, is the way of the healer, because this is when we're willing to notice what's inside of us, what is revealing itself, what is seeking to be healed. It brings us into a greater power, a greater understanding. And to go back to the words of Marianne Williamson, she said that that when a woman rises in glory, her energy is magnetic and her sense of possibility contagious. I'd say that's true for us all, but I think in particular when the feminine rises in power, it's magnetic and there's that sense of possibility is there. So this is the way of the warrior that allows us to connect deeper with spirit. And Anjali says that we can shift our allegiances from fear to curiosity, attachments to letting go, control to trust, and from entitlement to humility. And this is the pathway of healing. For we know, as she also says, that healing doesn't take place in the fast lane. It takes place in our willingness to be aware and mindful of things. That there we are present with love and gratitude acknowledge others, acknowledge ourselves, and validation of the greater truth, but we want to do that in a place where we're present, where we're allowing this healing to take place. The third thing she talked about was to reveal or tell the truth, reveal and tell the truth, first to yourself and then to others, about what is real, what is Spirit seeking to be birthed, to be expressed through us, without blame or judgment. I was talking to a friend the other day, and we were talking about vulnerability, and we both agreed that the most vulnerable thing we can share is not about our past. It's not about what we're doing right now. But it's about what's on the cutting edge within us. What are we on the edge of in our growth? And what our dreams are, what are we hoping for? Because that's our most vulnerable self, the thing that could be that we're hanging on as a dream, as a hope, a desire. And also, what is being revealed when there's something in you that's seeking to be expressed and we don't even know what it is. We just know there's something that's seeking, and sometimes to talk about it may help us reveal it, to be in this presence, to allow this to come forth. And that's what telling the truth is about, to be clear, to open up in a greater way. Ariane goes on to say, when we dance, we touch the essence of who we are and experience the unity between spirit and matter. And when the word dance, she and I both talked about the dance of life, the dance of playing Twister, that we're walking that fine line between to experience the unity that is part of spirit and of matter, of all things. And this telling the truth is the way of the visionary, which is the power, which is the deeper connection that we have of bringing forth our voice into the world and refusing to edit, rehearse, perform, or hide. It is the visionary who knows that the power of creativity is aligned with authenticity and allows us to, but the visionary also is in the moment allowing it to unfold, doesn't know where it's going to go, doesn't know where this game or this life's going to be. So they're always on this edge of life too, in a powerful yet vulnerable way. And finally, we're not attached to the outcome. We can plan a course. We can be open to shifts and possibility, but the only way we can be open to that which is coming forth is to let go of the results, to not be attached to that which it is. You want to plan it, just like these people hiking here, these women hiking. They obviously have a plan where they're going, but things can happen along the way. And if they're to get disappointed along the way, then they're going to give away their power to events when they can stay present and allow it to unfold, allow the shifts and the change and the possibility to come in the moment that comes. And this is the way of the teacher. So the openness and non-attachment helps us to be open to the possibilities of friends, of spirit revealing in us. And we can continue to know a greater truth that's coming through us as us, whether it's in life or a game or a discussion, a conversation we have with anybody. We know this to be the truth of who we are and how we go forth in this greater way that opens us up. So this expression of joy that we have, this expression of life, is connected, is allowing Spirit to come through us in every way. There was a great story I heard about a man named Brian who his grandmother died, and she was always an inspiration to him. And he went to her house after she passed, and there was her piano, and he hadn't played. He grew up playing a piano, but hadn't played in 13, 15 years. But he sat down and he began pulling out some music and playing. He was enjoying it so much, but he was a little rusty, so he started taking piano lessons with a piano teacher. And after several weeks, she goes, well, all my students are part of a recital that we're having next week. Would you like to be part of the recital? And he thought for a moment, yes. He was the only adult in the recital. But he was willing to risk because this is what was unfolding in him, and to practice for performance gave him more incentive. He didn't want to seem like a fool up there, but he had fun playing it with such a joy. And there were 14 other children in the recital, and but it had this personal reception, this personal meaning to him. Afterwards, there was a juice and goldfish reception. And a little girl came up to him and she said, I want to grow up to be just like you. So can we be a model for our willingness to be vulnerable and to be creative and to play Twister, so to speak, to be willing to, because children don't think twice about risking. We're the ones that put things through a filter of, that might not work, I might look silly, I might fail, I might fall down. That's how you're out of the game Twister. The person who doesn't fall down wins. But the truth is, I've never known anybody to brag about winning Twister because everybody's kind of rolling over and having fun. So when we show up and we pay attention, we tell the truth, we're not attached to the outcome, all life has this joy in it that we can experience. So I invite you to be part of that as we go to prayer. So we just take a breath in this moment. We can allow ourselves to feel the joy that's in this room and the joy that's within us that is Spirit itself. For we know that is the nature of Spirit. And we also know Spirit is all there is. So everywhere we go, we can find this joy, even in the midst of challenges, unpredictability, an intertwining of relationships that doesn't seem to be able to be sorted out. In the middle is Spirit. In the middle of us is Spirit, and is this joy that is found in all things. So we are so grateful for this today, to allow this to be the truth of who we are. We know it to be so by simply affirming it to be so. Together we say, and so it is.
Put this up here like Aerosmith. And Narayan Janet. I thought it was fun. Wow, yes. I told you it'd be fun.
You're right.
Walk this way. I love this song.
Every snowflake has a different shape. Every atom has a path to take. Every raindrop has a different shine. Every atom in itself divine. Be authentic, be alive.
Let's do your heart inside.
Be yourself.
yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself.
Too much conformity
Can make you choke. Every painter has a different stroke.
You have a calling, it's time to seek.
Why creation made us all unique. Be authentic, be alive. Listen to your heart inside. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. Be yourself, be yourself. Inner guidance gonna make you sing
and be connected with everything. Love and joy you cannot miss. Be yourself and follow your bliss.
Be connected, be alive. Listen to that little voice inside. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. Be yourself, be yourself. Be yourself, be yourself. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. I knew you'd like that. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. How fun. So it's time in our service we invite you to participate in the law of circulation. We know that which you give, whether it be time, talent, and treasure, comes back to you tenfold and offers you an opportunity to create through a giving heart. So we so appreciate all the contributions you give to us. And today is an opportunity to do it in person. To do that, but there are several ways to contribute. If you'd rather do it through online, there's a breeze.com, there's a texting, there's also PayPal accounts and ways you can just mail in checks. So we appreciate your contributions towards feeding our vision and mission here at the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living. Today, you're welcome to come and place your contributions in a moment in the basket as a stepping towards this intention of giving and intention of receiving as well. Thank you so much. So hold in your hearts what you're giving today, whether it be of time, talent, and treasures, and repeat the affirmation on the screen that says, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is. You can go ahead and begin to bring contributions up if you so wish, as we listen to another song.
In a happy mood, feeling gratitude. Thank you. Thank you.
Gratitude is my name. Feeling grateful is my game. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. When I lift my head up, stop my whining, I
See everything through gratitude-colored glasses in my rawness. A great big sea of bliss. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Gratitude is my name. Feeling grateful is my game. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey. So this is the first Sunday of the month, but before we get to birthdays and anniversaries, I just want to say we are going to begin a children's program again in April. We bless all the families that during this time it's been tough with schools and knowing how to keep your kids safe. So we just bless you with our blessing today that we'll say in a minute. But we also want to bless birthdays and anniversaries because it's the beginning of the month. So if you have a birthday in March, could you raise your hand? Anybody have a birthday in March? We got one, of course, back here, Mark, with Michelle here. This is great. So happy birthday to you. How about anniversaries? Any anniversaries? Nope. Okay. Then we'll just bless. So we bless all the children out there. We bless birthdays by simply saying what's on the screen. We raise our hands, knowing the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community. And so it is. Thank you very much. So join Vanessa outside in the inner courtyard. Take those little forms home with you. Think about who. We have more. If you have more than one contact, several, take as many forms you need. We have plenty of them. We appreciate that because we're going to build an abundance for nurturing our vision and mission this year, even more than we have. So, and finally, the community affirmation to repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I am led by Spirit. I am guided by wisdom. I am protected by love. I am here to be a blessing. I am so grateful. And so it is.
May you be
Filled with loving kindness, may I be well, may I be peaceful and at ease, may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness, may you be well, may you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May we be healed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. I am happy.
All right. So as we go forth, we know our greater truth as we show up. Pay attention, tell the truth, and don't be attached to the outcome. Many blessings, everybody. Have a great Sunday.